I thank the ALRC for inviting me to participate in this small way in their 40th anniversary celebrations. I was a full-time commissioner with the ALRC from 2005 to 2009, and during that period I worked on 3 inquiries, first being the Uniform Evidence Law Inquiry, the second being the Privacy Act Inquiry, and the third being the inquiry into royal commissions. We've been asked, as part of these postcards, to comment on the question, what do you remember as the most significant contribution the ALRC made to law reform during your time at the ALRC? And I must confess that that's a question that I'm not able to answer. When I look at the reports that were produced by the ALRC during that period, I note that there was the Uniform Evidence Law Report in 2005, the report into the sentencing of federal offenders in 2006, the review of sedition laws in 2006 as well, the review into client legal privilege in federal investigations in 2007, the 3-volume report into Australia privacy law and practice in 2008, and then the report into royal commissions and related inquiries, which came out in October 2009. All of those reports made a significant contribution to law reform during that period and subsequent to that period, while the reports were being considered by government and the recommendations of the ALRC implemented. Having refused to answer the first question that's put to me, I had to make up my own question, and that is, what are your fondest memories of your time at the ALRC? And I have to say that working with a dedicated and professional team under the wonderful guidance of Emeritus Professor David Weisbrot was certainly a highlight. I also remember working closely with the commissioners and staff of the Victorian Law Reform Commission and the New South Wales Law Reform Commission on the evidence law inquiry, and that was a very interesting and rewarding experience. Also, the consultation with a wide range of stakeholders across the country and internationally during the course of the privacy law inquiry just showed me how important the outcome of law reform in the form of legislative reform is to affected communities and stakeholders. And finally, working constructively with government on the implementation of our report recommendations was also a highlight of my time at the ALRC. The second question I've been asked to comment on, namely, what do you think are the key challenges for law reform in the next decade, is easier to answer. At a federal level, I think it can be summed up in one word, and that is survival. The federal government of either political stripe appears to be increasingly wary of any form of policy being made outside of government. This concern is, in my view, completely groundless. However, the fact that such a view is held poses a serious threat to the long-term viability of a properly functioning law reform body. It's hoped that when we gather in 10 years' time to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the ALRC, that we can look back with the benefit of 20/20 hindsight and determine that my concerns as to the future viability of the ALRC at this time are groundless. Time will tell. In conclusion, I congratulate the ALRC on reaching this important milestone, and I wish it every success in the years ahead. Thank you.